Good afternoon, it's Rob at Next Truck Sales. I want to take this opportunity and introduce you to our 2016 Mack Pinnacle CXU613. It features a Mack MP8 engine, 445 horsepower with a Mack MDrive 12-speed automatic, standard highway axles, single bed, refrigerator and bunk heater. I'll take you through the truck. Excellent condition unit, especially for the price point that we're talking. One owner vehicle, fleet maintained. It's also got an auto greaser, and that's a kind of a cool feature when you look at how nice the components that get greased stay in as far as condition goes. Let me take you through this truck. I'll show you what we've done to it, what we intend to do to it, and then a little bit about the process if you happen to be watching this video and you're in the US. So here we are. Take a look. We've got a chrome bumper, stainless steel bumper. It's straight and clean. A couple of LED fog lights on the front, a little bit of stone chips on here, a little bit of fading on the headlight. I'll take you, we'll probably get these polished, put that headlight polish kit on there. We've done that before in the past on Mack headlights, and they seem to work pretty well. You can see that we've got a December 2022 annual. We did that when we brought that in, and everything's been serviced and checked over. No check engine lights, no leaks, cold air. I'll take you under the hood. Let's have a look around. You'll see we've got the auto greaser system. So there's your manifold where the grease comes in, and it's going to go to all of your suspension and steering pivots. Okay, so when you look there and you see all this extra grease, that's good because you end up with basically more grease than you need, which isn't bad. There's no such thing as too much grease, but the point being that everything, the kingpins, the steering tie rods, all the anything that's greased, suspension pivots, just seems to last forever. I've talked to people that have had trucks with auto greasers, and fifth wheels literally last forever. Have a look here. We've got a Michelin steering tire, probably 70% tread. This is your Mack MP8 engine. I believe it's 445 horse. I'll double check that once I get in and have a look at it. Standard steering box, a 60 steering box. Over here, another matching Michelin steer tire, 60-70% treads. Another manifold, and again, more auto greasers. So auto greaser for your S-cam, auto greaser for your suspension bushings. This particular owner of this truck, this fleet, they undercoated everything. So if you look inside of here, you'll see holes drilled in and around the body panels, and they actually drilled the holes and sprayed oil undercoating like crown rust protection. So you'll notice on the Macks, which are pretty famous for corroding, in here there's absolutely no rust because it was oil sprayed. Nothing inside these doors. So take a peek underneath here and you're going to see, you know, we've got everything coated in oil. That's actually oil there. I put my finger on it, you'll see it's extra thick, which is great. So this thing is protected for life once you get that coating on there, right? And very, very little corrosion. That's actually reflection of the orange, it's not actually rust. But when you undercoat everything and protect it from salt, trucks and a lot of electrical components will last forever. If you look on the outside of the body, a little bit of corrosion going on there, that's surface rust. It's actually not even rusted, it's just the paint is peeled off. Maybe somebody hit it with a pressure washer too hard. And this side here is good. A little bit of surface corrosion going on that panel. It's aluminum. You've got your door window glass, Mack mirrors, chrome visor. This is a 70-inch single bunk mid-roof sleeper. Okay, big 150-gallon fuel tank. Here's your auto greaser. You're going to fill that with grease, and then there's a timer that you can control excuse me, manually from inside the truck, or it will run on a timer and you set it how often, how many hours of run time it'll just pump grease into all your fittings. Okay, have a look here. So this is your, it has an aerodynamic wind deflector, but obviously only a mid-roof. Michelin virgin drive tires in and around the 70% tread mark, XDN2s. Yeah, 70% for sure. Decent. All aluminum wheels. Okay, Mack Air Ride, which is basically Volvo Air Ride. You've got standard, no lock at the back on this diff, but on the diff in the middle, you've got three-way locks. So you've got a power divider lock and you've got a cross lock. Let's see if we can see that on here. So you've got one solenoid there, and you've got one solenoid, hard to see, right there. There's your airline, and I know that because there's two switches inside the dash. Holland 3500 fifth wheel with about 2 feet of movement. Okay, get a good look at the back of the cab here. Pretty decent shape. Aluminum cab for Mack. These are really tough cab. It is similar to the original cab back in 2000 when they come out with this style, and it's lasted very long. As far as they haven't really done any updates on it until they come up with the Anthem, and they haven't changed it because they haven't needed to, right? Have a look here. You'll see it's all coated in oil. That's an oily coating. Put my finger on that. You can see I can rub that off. So that's protecting this cab very well. Let's have a look on the inside here. So we've got the Pinnacle interior with power locks, mirrors, and windows. And one of the famous things with these Mack power window pods is they break off. This one's connected. Okay, we've got a great condition Mack seat with air ride adjustment. You'll see here, complies with California and EPA regulations. This truck's made in Pennsylvania. Let's have a look here. Okay, start it up, let it do its thing. Mack MDrive, push button. Okay, this seems to, excuse me, seems to be a better position for the shifter. We used to have the shifter down here and it would get broken off, and it was very expensive to replace. There's not a lot of room here, maybe 8 inches. So you're trying to sneak through there and you're kicking the shifter and breaking it. So they moved it up to the dash. You have manual mode. Okay, when I push that, you're gonna get an M. It goes into 1. I can upshift here, so I can start in a higher gear if I want to. With these buttons here, I can go into performance mode, which will force the shift, force it to hold the gear longer to give me more power. Let's have a look through here. So you'll see we've got good oil pressure, coolant temperatures coming up, manifold boost pressure, transmission temp, everything's in good shape. We put this truck through the shop. We fixed an oil leak at the back of the engine. The transmission had to come out, and everything was checked over at the time that transmission was on the floor, and everything looked good. It was not a cheap repair, but it was necessary to fix the oil leak that was at the back. So I have the invoice for that. That was done at the same time that we did the annual inspection. If you look over here, you see performance. I can take that off, and that will give you standard shifting. 740,000 miles. Over here, we've got your wipers. Okay, your washers are here. You've got your regen, heated mirrors, power mirrors, fan override. Oh, sorry, this is engine brake. My apologies, engine brake. Fan override, I believe, is there. Hill start assist, traction control, cruise is here. Okay, so we can bring up the idle speed. Now, interestingly, this is a cool thing with the Mack. I don't know if there's any other manufacturers that do this. If you want that switched over to miles, we simply take it to the dealer and they'll make that light go off. And if you look really closely, you can kind of see MPH in there, and it switches, and this goes out, that goes on, and then this will move relative to miles per hour. So it's not a dual gauge. We just simply go to the dealer and they'll reprogram it. So if you happen to be watching this video and you're in the US and you're interested in this truck, that's what we'll do for you. Over here, this is where you've got your cross locks. So this is your front to back, and this is your diff lock. So that's your side to side. Okay, so those two buttons will give you 3-way locks. Obviously, air conditioning and heat, they'll both be working perfectly. Looks like we got a little extra 12-volt charger here and an ELD mount. Okay, over here we've got an air ride seat. We've got a refrigerator, pull-out drawer with a writing table and some storage. Okay, over here, no sunroof on this particular unit. Okay, we have a roof cap over top of us, but if you look here, I'm 5'9" and I've got at least that much above my head, so probably a 6'4" person would be able to stand in here without banging their head. You've got some windows with vents, some secure storage over here, some pockets, some more storage in here with a curtain, which isn't a bad thing because ultimately, you know, having to open up a cupboard door that normally is going to rattle. How many trucks have I been inside of that all the doors have tape on them to keep them from rattling? So lack of a door is not a bad thing, just a curtain. Refrigerator. Have a look over here. We've got a bunk heater. We've got your rear HVAC, a clock, a dome light control is here, and they're seem to be working. So overall, nice clean truck on the inside. Let me give this a little lift and give you a look underneath here. I gotta put the phone down for 1 second. Okay, so we've got a 2500 watt power inverter, fire extinguisher, your factory HVAC, your Webasto bunk heater, and then more storage in here along with, looks like the ELD was in there, and safety triangles. So there you have it. Let's go out and have a listen to this thing running. I'm going to show you the oil filler cap off, which will give you an idea of how much blow by there is. Our temperature right now is getting pretty warm, so it should, if there is an issue, present itself through blow by that's visible. Hopefully there's none. We'll take a look at that. And oh, one other thing, this little button here is the to pump grease through the auto greaser system, and there's probably a timer hiding somewhere underneath here that will, probably a timer in and around, I'll find out where it is, and that'll be to manually that's to manually pump it, but then you can adjust the timer when that is going to pump the grease. We've also got Bluetooth audio, that's a little loose, and we've got all of our dome lights in here working. Okay, so let's have a listen. I'm not going to do too much talking. It's hard to hear me when the engine's running, but I will take off the oil filler cap and we'll see what's going on there. Shut her down. Okay, so there you have it. 2016 Mack. Good Michelin tires all the way around. Fresh DOT, no leaks, no check engine lights or ABS lights. Overall, generally pretty clean. It's been undercoated, so there's not a lot of corrosion going on the body. Delivery to Buffalo's included if you're interested, and we'll convert over that speedometer for you to show miles Any questions, feel free to give us a call. Our number is 844-489-8789. It's Rob at Next Truck Sales, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks and bye for now.